Okay, so one more time. Your name is Alex?
Yes.
You're 21?
21 years old.
Where are you from?
Born right here in San Antonio, Texas.
I met Alex by chance. I was completing a community reflection assignment on youth homelessness. I was trying to find someone that I could interview to have a deeper understanding of what it meant to be homeless and young and what circumstances may have led to that situation. Alex shared the story of how he became homeless and why he'd been living on the street for 2 years. He told me that it all started at a youth rehabilitation center named McFadden Ranch.
McFadden Ranch.
Okay.
It's a youth program. But I mean, I was there for so long, and whenever we traveled, we were either in like a tin box so we couldn't see out.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. We called it the hot box.
When I went to the McFadden Ranch website, it said that it was a community-based residential program. It said that it provided care and treatment for juvenile offenders. But Alex didn't see himself as a juvenile offender. He was addicted to drugs and alcohol. He told me that his time there was terrible. He said the McFadden Ranch housed violent offenders and people that only needed drug rehabilitation. The mix for him was just no good. He says he didn't fit in there, he wasn't comfortable, and that all he wanted was to get away from the whole situation.
Because I mean, like the youth that are there, like they had to do something, but for like, I guess my case, they're like, oh well, alcohol and drugs is a problem for him. It's in rehab.
Alex explained to me that his parents split up when he was young, and so he ended up going to live with his dad. But his dad was always gone, and so he'd get bored. And like a lot of kids who get bored, they start to explore. But the thing is, Alex wasn't exploring like in his backyard or anything, not even on his street. He was traveling across the city, and he was using the bus system.
After I went and lived with my dad, I kind of got adventurous, and instead of going down to the corner, I went to like the opposite end of the town, at like 11, 12 years old. I learned the bus system before 13.
Public transportation with the right infrastructure can be really efficient and really affordable. It provides a means of equity for people who can't necessarily afford to buy a car, or maybe they just don't want to. But Alex, he used it as a way to escape, to get away from home. But how did that accessibility influence who Alex is now, who he became? And so at this point, I'm thinking, Alex was a kid that fell through the cracks early, but there's supposed to be programs to help kids like that out. Early detection programs, programs in school, big brothers and big sisters, but he didn't have access to that. And to top all that off, the rehabilitation model that he was exposed to later on, it didn't work. It wasn't for him. He didn't want to be housed with people who committed violent acts. And so, he left. When I asked Alex what he liked to do, like what kind of activities or what he did to occupy his time, the kind of stuff that helps you push through the hard moments. So he told me that the constant thing in his life, the one thing that he always kind of referred back to, was being creative.
So what are some things that like you value, man? Like what's important to you?
Music.
You play music?
Yes, I do.
What do you play?
I play the guitar.
Yeah? Is that something, I guess you're not really able to do that right now?
I had one, but some like circumstances happened. My ex pawned it, and
She pawned it without your permission?
without my permission. $300 guitar down the drain.
So do you feel like that was something, like playing the guitar and music, like it provides some stability even though you're kind of like moving around?
Well, it kept me calm and it kept me sane. And like just the progression of it. Like I went from learning just the basic Seven Nation Army or those little one string things to like playing "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd or like Everlong.
I keep thinking about Wilcox's theory of occupation, doing, being, becoming. It's a lot like the way that Alex thinks about music. The act of doing and playing the guitar, being in the moment, in that state of flow where nothing else matters and you can tune the world out. and the way that he described progressing, going from playing one string to being able to play the Foo Fighters. It's really too bad that his ex-girlfriend pawned his guitar. And that was stability in his life, and he needs it. But that's another example of injustice that being homeless creates. The instability. Like when you don't know what's going to happen next. And not being able to find the resources to take you out of that situation.
Okay, so you're living this lifestyle. Is it a choice, or is it something that like you feel like you're kind of, I don't know, like not caged in, but confined to do because there like are these expectations or like barriers? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's all about how you make it. It's all about your mindset of it. I mean, yeah, sometimes I've had to sleep on the street. Sometimes I would just go walking around. I mean, I'll be tired in the morning, but I mean, at least I made it safe.
Yeah.
But I say it's basically by like a chosen cage. Like you choose your own.
You know, Alex had a really good way of seeing the silver linings in things. He took the opportunities that he got, and he liked to travel. So I asked him a couple questions about that. And his answers, well, they were kind of cool.
On the other end of that spectrum, like have you had any experience that like totally blew your mind, like that like opened your heart and made you realize like you have faith in humanity again? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. What do you call it? I was walking, and this is cool. I've walked town to town too, like literally I walked from Houston to College Station.
Wow.
Yeah. And what really kind of got me was I was in Plum Grove. I walked from Splendora to Conroe. And then I went to a gas station to ask what time it was, and they said it was 1:30. And she asked me if I was okay, and I was like, I gotta get to College Station.
Yeah.
And she drove me all the way to Navasota. She cut 56 miles off my walk. I mean, I had to walk like 160 something, but I mean, without that 52, it could have been way more.
Yeah, totally,
And
man.
it was all dark. It looked dangerous, you know?
Yeah.
That's the worst part, traveling at night. It's dangerous. I've heard, like, you know, like coyotes and shit. Just
So you're more worried about the coyotes and the way people are going to respond, or what?
yeah, because a person can know when to stop, but an animal doesn't.
Yeah.
An animal will not. You can't go to a bear and be like, hey, you can eat my arm, but just save the legs for later. You know, you can't do that to a bear. You can do that to like a human. You can stop a human. You can't stop a bear, man.
Yeah.
Lions, tigers, and bears. They don't really understand occupational justice. You can't reason with a bear. Alex is sure of it. I wanted to end the whole thing on a light note, on a bright note. But I ended up asking Alex about one more thing. I wanted to know if he carried around anything that reminded him of the past, like a memento or something. And he told me about his wallet.
I still have, like, you know, all the stuff that I care about. I mean,
So what do you carry with you that you care about most?
Oh, well, if I had my wallet. Damn it. If I had my wallet, I have a picture of my family. And it's more like I miss that. I miss my family. You know, growing up, I didn't really have mom and dad together. They're always separate. So I was always kind of like isolated.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's always, like, you know, it's always good to reminisce on the good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything that like keeps you from like going back to that and seeing them?
Just a lot of, you know, emotional barriers. You know, like I don't want to get, you know, into like a type of relationship with my mom.
Yeah.
My father passed away. My whole dad's side just kind of rejected me. My mom's side, we're the little problem family. So, you know, it's kind of like we were all little outcasts, but
Yeah.
like, we all make our own. You know, I made my story.
Yeah.
Socialsolutions.com says that 550,000 unaccompanied single youth and young adults under the age of 24 experience a homelessness episode of longer than 1 week. Alex is 21 and he's been living on the street for 2 years. I'm not sure exactly what solutions need to be put in place. Emergency shelters, transitional housing, safe havens. Alex will tell you it's a self-imposed cage. He puts that on his shoulders. But I don't think that's right. I think the system let him down at multiple levels. The interesting thing is, I think as individuals, we make that system up as well. And if it's any testament, it's funny because Alex's happiest moment didn't have anything to do with material goods. It was that one moment when someone helped him out, helped him get through that long walk, that extra 56 miles. Big thanks to Alex for sharing his story. Thank you for listening to Act 1. Stick around for Act 2 when I speak with Dr. Rebecca Gomez and Dr. Piernick Yoder about the issues that surround youth homelessness and occupational justice.